If you're worried that people in our country are not focused enough on their phones, are not absorbed enough in technology to the exclusion of everyone and everything else, if you're deeply concerned that we are not isolated enough, that we're not doing enough to block out the real world in favor of our electronic devices, if you are the sort of person who wakes up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat, terrified that we are not all devoting enough of our lives to staring at our screens, if your biggest complaint about the modern world is that we all spend too much time touching grass and not nearly enough time with our faces buried in our phones, then, well, Apple has some good news for you. Introducing Apple Vision Pro, which is the tech giant's quote-unquote revolutionary new spatial computer, otherwise known as a phone that you wear directly on your face. Business Wire has more, quote, Apple today unveiled Apple Vision Pro, a revolutionary spatial computer that seamlessly blends digital content with the physical world while allowing users to stay present and connected to others. Vision Pro creates an infinite canvas for apps that scales beyond the boundaries of a traditional display and introduces a fully three-dimensional user interface controlled by the most natural and intuitive inputs possible, a user's eyes, hands, and voice. Featuring Vision OS, the world's first spatial operating system, Vision Pro lets users interact with digital content in a way that feels like it is physically present in their space. The breakthrough design of Vision Pro features an ultra-high-resolution display system that packs 23 million pixels across two displays and custom Apple silicon in a unique dual-chip design to ensure every experience feels like it's taking place in front of the user's eyes in real time. Now, it's a lot of fancy words describing what is undoubtedly a fancy device, but not really revolutionary. Apple is not inventing anything new here. These big, dumb-looking nerd goggles have existed for a while and have been making people look like dorks from the future for a while. These nerd goggles aren't different in kind, but they are fancier and much more expensive, hitting the market at $3,500 a pop, or what the average American might know as 2 months of mortgage payments. Of course, in these tough economic times, the only people who should be spending $3,500 on a toy are like millionaires. Yet if history is any guide, lots of non-millionaires, lots and lots of them, will line up to spend money that they don't have on this bull they don't need and which won't make their lives better in any substantive way. And then many of those same people will complain that they need help paying off their student loans. Anyway, if you want to know more about the nerd goggles, here's a promo video that Apple played for a large crowd yesterday. Watch.
Your surroundings become an infinite canvas. Use your apps anywhere and make them any size you want. Capture photos and videos and relive your most important memories in an entirely new way. Watch your movies, shows, and sports, and immerse yourself in games on a giant screen surrounded by spatial audio.
Yes, immerse yourself in the screen. Live inside the screen. Be the screen. Block out everything but the screen. Copulate with the screen and make little screen babies and start a screen family together to replace the real family that you're neglecting. There's a lot more to learn about these screens. These are very special screens indeed. Even more special than the last really special screen that Apple made. For more information on the screen, here's another promo video. This one gives perhaps the best look at the technical capabilities of these nerd goggles and also the deepest appreciation for just how stupid they make people look. Watch.
You're nothing but a dreamer. Well, can you put your hands in your head? Oh no, I said dreamer. You say you are a dreamer. Well, can you put your hands in your head? Oh no, I said fudge.
Who wants to sit on their couch wearing that on their face? You know, you're starting out in your career, you're trying to find a job. It's so important to stand out from the crowd. Also really difficult. Especially these days, given how much competition there is. Standing out can be tough, especially when you're looking for a job or when you're hiring, looking to find that application that really stands out. That's why you need to check out ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps you find the most qualified people for your roles fast. Right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Walsh. ZipRecruiter's matching technology helps you find the most qualified candidates for a wide range of roles. See a candidate you like? Well, you can easily send them a personal invite so they're more likely to apply. Their user-friendly dashboard makes it easy to filter, review, and rate your candidates all from one place. Let ZipRecruiter help you find the best people for all of your roles. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/Walsh to try ZipRecruiter for free. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/WALSH. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Who wants to walk around their house looking like a reject from the X-Men? They truly do look very, very stupid. And this is the one fact that I still hang my hopes on. Maybe the nerd goggles will fail to take off simply because they're ugly and awkward, and anyone who wears them looks like a huge dork. Perhaps our vanity will win out in a war with our materialism. We can only hope. But there are other problems, aside from the fact that they make you look like the sort of person who, sits alone at the lunch table and gets bullied and shoved in a locker. Perhaps problems even more significant than that, if you can believe it. Problems like the final and total forfeiture of any semblance of privacy or autonomy. Apple says that its nerd goggles will offer you an augmented reality, but Apple can't augment your reality without first having total unfettered access to it. So with the nerd goggles, Apple can see everything you see. It can literally track every movement you make. It can track where your eyes move. You are granting them access to every part of your life, every movement, not to mention every part of your home. Now, hopefully, if you've been paying attention at all for the past 20 years, you know that this is not some kind of paranoid conspiracy theory. Big tech tracks, catalogs, stores, and monetizes every piece of you that it has access to. If you wear their devices on your face and literally experience your everyday physical reality through one of their filters, you will have granted them access to everything. Everything. Not to mention, by the way, what about people who are walking past you while you're wearing the dumb things? Like if I have to walk past you while you're wearing the nerd goggles, am I now, it's like, how do I know if I'm being recorded? Is that image now stored somewhere? It takes everything. There will be almost nothing left privacy-wise except the thoughts inside your mind. And they'll get those too sooner rather than later. And somehow this is not even the biggest problem with the nerd goggles. The biggest problem is that they represent one more step away from reality, away from the physical, real world. The nerd goggles promise to augment our reality, which is to make it better and greater. That's what augment means. And it plans to do this by adding more screens to it, by making life more convenient, by giving you fewer reasons to get off your couch. I don't consider this an improvement over actual reality. Okay, there are plenty of problems with our reality, none of which can be solved by the nerd goggles. But the one thing we can say about the world, the real, actual physical world, is that it's a big place. It's a dynamic and interesting place, a place of endless possibility and real breathtaking beauty. Augment? Like you're in your house with your children, you need to augment that reality? Yeah, I'm sort of bored here in my own home, experiencing the love of my family. I need to augment this reality. You know what this reality means? It needs screens. Yeah, I'm looking at one of my children, but it'd be so much better if there was a screen there. Can I make my child into an app? I could just store my loved ones on apps. I don't need real loved ones, actually. I need an app. There's an app for that. Just click the app. No, it's my child. Okay, put him back in the app. If you want augmentation, go outside. You dork. Go hike a mountain. Go to the beach. Go do anything. Do something. Engage with your actual surroundings. Engage with the human beings in your surroundings, especially the ones in your own home. We already spend far too much time with our faces buried in our phones. This already has the effect of isolating us, of deprioritizing the people who are physically closest to us. Now we'll have our phones attached to our faces, which will only make this dynamic worse. Which makes me reconsider something, because I just said that eventually big tech will figure out a way to read our thoughts. But maybe not. After all, they can't access our thoughts if we don't have any thoughts to begin with. And this is how we're apparently working around that problem, by becoming increasingly comatose and numb, slack-jawed, staring at screens, experiencing only what the screens want us to experience, thinking nothing in particular, developing no unique thoughts of our own, no inner life, no real identity. And so there are no thoughts. See, this is the great irony. Soon enough, they will figure out a way to read our minds, and they'll probably do it through those dumb things you're wearing on your head. But by then, our minds will be empty vessels. They'll get access to our thoughts, and there'll just be nothing there, nothing left to read. The devices will have already become our minds. We will be digitally lobotomized. A bunch of drooling, senile vegetables with big, dumb goggles on our face, staring at screens that only we can see, isolated from everybody, all of us fat and disgusting, wasting away, but too distracted to notice and too numb to care. In other words, I don't plan to purchase the Apple Vision Pro. In fact, they are today, and everyone who wears them are also canceled. If you'd like to see what else I have to say, you can access my full show by going to dailywire.com or by going to the Matt Walsh Show Twitter page. Hope to see you there. Godspeed.